start reflecting. You are treating it as in you're improving in the meantime. Maybe I'll learn something about myself that I don't like. They see you always come in. Now, space could be temporarily. If they haven't been treating you good at all, disrespecting you, caring for you, they might forever take you for granted and think that you want them so bad. Take a break. This is where your absence starts becoming valuable to that person and they do not take you for granted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my self-improvement and dating podcast. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about giving space works. So you got to go ahead and give space because that person you might be dealing with needs to understand how important you are. And not only that, giving space really matters on the situation you are in. So this means that maybe that person has been so used to you. There's so many different things that revolve around why you should give space and why it's so powerful. And so in today's video, I'm going to be discussing all those things. And so with that being said, give this video a huge thumbs up. Get this video to 200 likes. Thank y'all so much for showing all the love. If you want a part 2 of this video, comment it down below and other types of videos y'all want to see into this topic of giving space, how much it works, why it's so important to do it. So the first thing you got to understand is that in your situation, something that you were doing before wasn't working. Also, time needed apart was needed but never applied. Maybe that person was feeling like, well, I could always get them when I want to. This is a sad part if they are now making it be that you need to do something about it, like give space, but they are making it be about that if I want that time from them or if I actually need extra time from them, all I have to do is ask for it. And so what the key thing about today's discussion is that your absence has to change. How they value you has to be different and cannot be the same. In other words, they cannot look at you and be like, if I'm back around them, it doesn't really mean much. If they got to go somewhere, I don't really need time from you, all those things. I have to chase them, or I have to ask for more time, ask them to see them again. So those things are not in that person's mind. But when you start giving space, oh yeah, it gets through the head. Like, wait a minute, where are you going? When are you going to be back? This is where your absence starts becoming valuable to that person and they do not take you for granted. Make sure you go ahead and comment giving space. If you are not giving space, maybe in your situation, you really got to do it. Comment giving space, or you could comment a fist so I know you're part of the army. So right back into the topic of giving space, it's so important for you to understand you're not being valued. If your presence is not actually something that they need, it's not powerful enough, it's not being missed, then it's actually them not caring so much about you.
And before I continue on, if you want to talk about your situation, maybe it's time to give space and you don't know how to go about it, make sure you book a consultation. Consultation could be about anything you want to talk about, self-improvement, whatever it is, book and let's talk about your situation or what's going on with you.
In other words, what you need to them is irrelevant. So when they come around you, your time is not valuable. So when you give space, you make them actually understand how much is a limitation to how much they can get something out of you, like time, attention, all those things. So back into how let them know in a way of giving space to an action you're taking. You're not going to be treated as in your time not that precious. So the important thing that you're doing when you give space is that you're giving a clear message to that person that doesn't want to see you for your worth. Right? The whole idea of you respecting yourself and getting respected, this is applying so much because you realize in your case, it's time to give space. In general, it's good to test if you got to give space. For example, you've been around her all the time. You're always talking to her. So you might even notice that's happening with your friend, maybe with your workplace. They see you always come in. You never take a break. So they kind of treat it as in like, well, you want to always be here and maybe you need to be here. So when you actually have emergencies happen, other things that are very much important and you have to give time to, take your time from them and give the space. And so the sad truth about this is that sometimes you guys are hindering yourself from actually growing and giving space. So you're growing because you're showing, I've done this before, but I'm not going to do it. I realize it's not working for me in my personal life and everyday life. So let's say, for example, if you are in the workplace and you realize that your boss demands you really hard and you never get up and leave, or you never ask, can I get time off? Or you never even say, gonna take those extra hours, right? If you never do things like that, they might forever take you for granted and think that you want them so bad. No, don't get me wrong. It's not about or showing that you could be doing better. Not really that. It's just the idea of if you're not getting appreciated, space might be the solution. And it might also be time that they need to be thinking about you, thinking about how they've been treating you. If they haven't been treating you good at all, disrespecting you, not caring for you, that treatment is so bad that you can't take it, but you are forcing yourself because you want the money, if you want that time, if you want that girl, if you want that guy, if you want that friendship to last, if you want your family member to love you, if you want it that bad, but it's costing yourself at the end of the day, whatever it's costing you, you have to look at your own situation to see what you can gain when you give space. Now, space could be temporarily. I want to go ahead and check out on explicit and exclusive content. Make sure you go ahead and do that by clicking the Patreon link or becoming a YouTube member, and a whole lot of other things you'll never see, and all other types of pictures too. So go ahead and click that link down below after this video. It means that when you give space, could be space that needs to be done for that weekend. Enjoy yourself in that weekend, maybe. Maybe it means that you got to start reflecting on what you got to be doing differently in life, how you got to operate, give more space so you could be more appreciated. You are treating it as in you're improving in the meantime. You're not giving space just to say that I'm trying to teach them a lesson or I want them to really miss me in the process. It's not just about that. It's about what do you do during that space as well. How do you take care of yourself in that space? Are you treating that space to just recover, or are you treating that space to really get better? Are you treating that space as in maybe I'll learn something about myself, what I don't like, how I want to be treated? And back to your presence. When your absence is gone, your presence becomes key. That is how it should be when somebody truly wants you to be back around them. So they could miss you, and then there's the understanding. If let's say you are in a relationship and they got to understand that, hey, like I value my work so much and I want to get this money, or I'm getting it for us, for our future. And so not cherishing the time that you have available with them, they won't take for granted. In other words, they realize that, wow, you are working so hard. Wow, you have to get back to the bag and you got to do these things because that's going to be what's so important and it's going to better you at the end. You are not going to choose what's going to maybe make you feel good. You're not choosing what is actually maybe hurting you in the process as well. You're choosing what makes the most sense, what's going to be beneficial, whether it's short term or long term. Basically, in other words, you not grow and you also want that person to see that happening, you got to give space. And if you also want that person to love when you're back around and miss you while you're not, then you got to give that space. So it could be so beneficial. That absence that they always overlook, or they just said you're another person, is not like that anymore. They want you to actually value them. That could actually happen at the end. And so to sum that all up, your space becomes very much valuable. Your absence is not there, so it hurts or it bothers them. It's not the same as before, and it's something that they might have not been ever used to. So giving space needs to be really done. Really hope this video was helpful. There's so many things that I'm going to be able to touch on in my other videos. Not that part 2. If y'all want it right away, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Let's get it to 200 likes. Comment other videos you want or a part 2. Got all those links in my bio, and it will be comment section pinned. Y'all see me in my next video. I have 2 ebooks available now, and one is about how to get her missing you, and the other is how to attract a woman you want. And so go ahead and make sure you get your ebooks by clicking the link down below.
I am in control. I control my thoughts and I think positively.
Sleep affirmations available in the link down below.